Welcome back to all the crackers in the box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey, with my sparkly cardigan. And as I picked it up, I realized something has happened. What is that?
What is that?
So we are backtracking a little bit, and I'm going to see what's going on with my fibers here. And there's a little spot here that seems a little loose. This is what happens when you try to do this in the middle of the night and nobody's around. It's okay. I just want to make sure that this is not going to be a permanent thing, so we are definitely going to go here. Yes, I see where we're going wrong. Oh, goodness. So it looks like one of the threads has a bit of an issue here. So we are going to tie that, and then I'm just going to redo everything because I want this to stay together, of course. And this is the only issue I've had with this yarn, so really I'm not going to complain. We are going to bury this deep. We're going to make sure this is really knotted, like a good strong knot. And then we're going to wrap these around. And I'm still not going to complain about it because, I mean, I got this yarn for a steal, $4.50 a skein, 800 meters, and it's Lion brand, right? I got 6 of them. I did. So I have lots to work with. I'm not going to worry about it, and we're just going to continue on. Glad you're here today. Let's hang out and crochet. So, I got a little pile like this that I just frogged out, only because that shouldn't be hanging out like that, and it's better if I bury it properly. So we're going to twist, 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 twist. So they're really worked around the main piece, and then we have a better chance of it actually staying and not becoming a loose thread. So I've got a little tiny knot in there, up in here. You can hardly see it. And you can see it's slightly twisting around there, and that should be good. So we're going to carefully put my finger there and try to keep it from getting ugly. You can see this end is trying to not stay wrapped. And so for this double crochet, we're going to hold that, go down here. So it looks like this is all going to be wrapped into one stitch. If anything's hanging out, there we go, like that little bit there. We can always just cut it off if it's really, really bad, but I know it's wrapped nicely. So if I come back later with fresh eyes and I'm still seeing a little bit, I'm just going to give it a little trim. So this is a granny square. No, not really. It's a hexie cardigan. Let's be real here, but it is the granny stitch that I'm using. I am going around and around. I don't stop, turn my work, and go back the way I came. I'm just going around and around and around. This is fairly mindless. It is a super, I want to say mindless. Yeah, I'm going to stick with mindless. Mindless is my word for this one. It is very mindless. As long as you have 3 double crochets in every single space, then you've done it right. In this particular pattern, I'm not doing any chaining. I'm not doing a chain 1. Normally you would chain 1 or chain 2 sometimes. I've heard of people chaining 2. I'm not doing that. I feel with this being a fine weight, I think chaining would definitely pull this apart so far and make the stitches look small. Yeah, I don't want them to look small. I also want to wear this when it's fairly cool out, so I want it to be a little bit closer than further. If this was a summer wear, then I'd want it a bit looser, I think. But during the winter, spring, the times I want to be warm, it's not going to work for me. Oh, look at that. We got another bit. Okay. So we're going to twist, twist, twist. And we're going to make sure that you stick there. See, you tried to come up from the static electricity type thing, which I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Static electricity caused it to try to attach itself to my hook, because my hook attracts yarn like nobody's business. 2 and 3. And I'm just going to show you. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it now? It was on this side. I'll show you the other side too. Cannot see it. And that's what makes me happy, because it does take a lot of effort to learn how to do that. I didn't know for the longest time just to do that for these little imperfections in my yarn. I actually don't complain about imperfections in my yarn unless it's like, you know, I bought a red skein and there's a big white splotch in the middle. I'd be a little shocked at that. I don't think that happens very often. I have heard of it happening, but not often. And if it was a hand-dyed one, I'd probably make the art way prettier. So that's just my opinion. I don't complain about these kind of things because I understand they're making something. It's not going to be perfect. I don't expect it to be. I just don't. Yes. Oh, yes. Black nails this week to go with the black outfits that I have to wear all week at work. Also, this is one of my new earrings that I got recently, and I love the way they look because underneath here, they didn't bother putting the rhinestones on. It's only in the front and only in this bit in the back, so it looks really shiny, and I really think they're cute. Because it turns out, I actually only have like 4 pairs of earrings when I started my job there, and I was like, really? I always thought I had way more than that. I guess not. I bought more rings and necklaces, but not so much earrings. I know for the past, like, gosh knows how long, I haven't, because I've always had toddlers nearby, and I've always worn really small sleeper hoops, but they are disintegrating after almost 20 years of wearing them. So I feel that my children are older now. My youngest is 5. She knows better than to grab earrings out of my ears. Now she just gently cups them and wants to look at them while I'm wearing them, which I'm totally A-okay about. Please don't reef on them, though. Don't pull them out of my ear. That has always been something I've always worried about. Babies pulling earrings out of the ears doesn't feel comfortable. Now, my kids are at an age where they're not going to yank on them, so I'm able to buy myself some nice earrings. Have fun with it. I'm trying to, anyway. I'm trying to have as much fun as I possibly can. I have withheld a lot of fun for myself in the last couple of years, putting myself as mom only, and I'm trying to find myself in what I like to do. That's why I do the videos I do, to give myself something that isn't mom related, household related, something that is just for me. Something fun, something enjoyable. I mean, who doesn't want to enjoy their life? I mean, if you don't want to enjoy your life, that is definitely your choice. I'm not going to judge you. Maybe a little, but not really. My wrist has been driving me crazy all week. I had to go get some of the rubs for all the way down my back of my neck, down on my shoulder, right in through here, down under, up and around. I did something. I don't know if I slept wrong, but it has been very uncomfortable. Right now I've got a really big Ninja Turtle pillow underneath my elbow, just so I can take some of the pressure off. My performing hand over here, perfectly fine. Wonderful. Absolutely ready to go. So as long as I can give a little less stress on this one, then we're good. I did have to go buy out some really nice, non-stinky muscle rub, and it has been a godsend. I am so happy those exist. And Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm's another one I really like. But it is a very strong smell to wear Tiger Balm, so I wanted something I could wear everywhere and not have people be like, whoo, what is that menthol smell? Not my style. It might go with the hair, though. Yeah, Advils, ice packs, and all that good stuff. And I got one of the ones that specifically targets like arthritis, because I'm starting to have a bit of a fear that my shoulder is a bit arthritic. Would not surprise me. Not surprise me at all. Doing laundry, already been cleaning up in the house all day. You know, my usual days off. I went out for a fabulous lunch yesterday. I am a big fan of traditional fish and chips. It's delicious. I know if you don't like fish, I didn't like fish when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I like fish a lot more. So a beautiful, battered up big piece of fish is very tempting. And the restaurant my son works at has a fish and chips day. And I was feeling a bit down and ended up going home early because I'm sad about a friend of mine passing away. And I had already decided I was taking myself out for lunch, so I went to my son's restaurant and got myself lunch instead of being at work crying my eyes out because I just was not holding it together. I will be fine by the time I gotta go back. I will have dealt with the shock and I'm gonna miss her so much feelings. She was very sick. She had MS, and the last few years of her life have just gotten to the point where she was in and out of the hospital, no longer able to walk, bedridden. But her soul was still shiny and fully intact. And she found joy and love everywhere, in every aspect of her life. And I appreciate that about her. And I will just have to remember all of our wonderful talks and the supporting we did of each other. Even if we didn't see each other in the last 10 years, we still stayed in contact through messages and talking that way, and that was absolutely wonderful. She kept me company and I kept her company. I'm happy that she was not alone, well loved, well appreciated. And that's all you can really ask from anybody for their life, is to be loved and appreciated by the people around you. Anyways, I'm getting a little depressive, and I don't want to think about it right at the moment. Because, like I said, I have some very mixed feelings about it, and anyways, I was sad. I got into a sort of non-issue with a coworker that I just was not mentally able to deal with, so I went home. And I went and took myself for lunch because that's what's going to make me feel a little more secure, and I had a fantastic lunch. That lunch made me feel warm again. It was wonderful. Really good. Really, really good. And my son cooked it, because he's now cooking there. So that's awesome. It was nice to visit and to get a very, very good lunch. Because my other option was, if I had stayed at work, I probably would have went over to a certain fast food place that I used to work at, and I really would have wanted something a little more. And I got something a little more, so I'm very happy with that. Anyways, I'm pleased that I fixed the strings, because now we're just pulling right out of my skein, and there's none around me, because that's how fast I was able to put that back in. In the time we chatted here, I'm already got the excess taken care of. So I'm getting really good at fixing things. And that's a-okay. That's just how my crochet goes for me, and that's not a bad thing. Beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. That is such a nice yarn. I know, I keep saying it. Even with the little imperfections that I just came across, I'm already about halfway through that skein, and if that is the worst thing I found was a little snag, I don't want to complain about that, because it's, like I was saying before, I do not get upset about it. I see a lot of people get upset about the weirdest things, and that is one thing I have actually seen lots of people get upset with. How dare they? This skein has knots in it. Yeah, it does. But at the same time, that's like people expecting their bag of chips to not have a broken chip in it. It is what it is. It is part of the manufacturing. The spools end, and are they supposed to just not continue making yarn? Please make me the yarn. I want the yarn. Don't stop making yarn. Please. I don't know who I'm directing that to, but please don't stop making the yarn. I love the yarn. The yarn makes my soul happy and feel content for a moment. The feel of it going through my fingers is very, very soothing. I fully embrace the whole thing where I've heard repeatedly that it's good for your mental health. I agree. I have been super stressed before, and I grab my crochet for a few minutes and I'm able to bring down that anxiety, that feeling of dread, that feeling of everything's crashing around me. I don't think anybody likes that feeling. I was just going to say I don't like that feeling, but I don't think anybody likes feeling that way. And I think with the state of the news and the things we're hearing all the time and the way things are heading, we're all feeling this. We all feel this crazy, like, it's just wild right now. I don't know. I can't even explain how I feel about the state of the world, and just the stories I'm hearing out of here, out of there, the unrest, the unruliness. I feel like we're going through a society collapse, and I'm hoping we're not, but I don't know. I feel like the whole thing is going to be a totally different ballgame before we know it. And that makes me scared for my kids, for sure. And I'm hoping that we can all just like clear our heads and things make more sense sooner than later. Personally, I just want to pay my bills, feed my kids, crochet, and possibly maybe have a little flower garden. Well, not really flowers. Kind of want some veggies. But a couple flowers would be lovely just for color and prettiness, and for the butterflies. And bees. Yes, please don't forget the bees. Bees are so important. Alright, come on out. There you are. And there we are. Looking amazing, as always. This yarn really has captured my heart in a way I was not expecting. I thought it was pretty, caught my eye. And now my heart. Anyways, thanks for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box. And hopefully I didn't bring you down. Hopefully we're doing okay. We'll be fine. Glad you're here with me today. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye.